Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of Shared Diversity. If you are new, salam, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. If you have been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate your time. Please make sure to like and share this video with your friends and family if you enjoyed it. So let's jump into the episode. Today we are talking about a topic that is very important for those ambitious people who want to achieve a lot but they don't know how to be consistent. First of all, why is this important? The rewards of being consistent are huge, and the most successful people have mastered the skill of consistency. If you don't believe me, tell me one time that you achieved something major in your life that didn't somehow include you to be consistent in some way. For example, achieving a certificate or learning a skill, gaining or losing weight, or in your communication skills, in your presentation skills, or in your writing. The first tip of how to be more consistent is define what. Define in what you want to be consistent. What is what I really want, and what is the one skill I need to achieve that one thing? Bear in mind, all skills are learnable, so you don't have any excuse to not learn this one skill that is necessary to achieve your one thing. Writing down what you want really helps you to understand where you want to be. It really feeds into your vision of where you see yourself in the future, near or far. The second step you need to take is know your purpose. So after you say what you want, you need to write it down and really make sure you know why you want to achieve that. Understanding your purpose means understanding the why behind what you do. It is a lot easier to keep going if you know what you keep going for, why you want to keep going for it. For example, you want to grow your business because you want to be able to buy your parents a house, or you want to save money because you want to go for Hajj. Of course you will be more consistent. Or you want to be independent and regulate your time by yourself in case you get married and you have kids and you want to be the boss of your own time schedule. Whatever it is way easier to keep going and be consistent if you know your purpose. So write down your why. And be sure to remind you every time you feel you're lacking focus. The third skill I will give you is ignore your feelings. This is one of the only times where I will say this to you, but sometimes you need to ignore your feelings. Self-discipline really knows no feelings. You're lazy? I don't feel like it. Doesn't really work. I'm not good enough. Not even imposter syndrome is a good enough reason to say you cannot do it. Self-discipline is the ability to do the things that need to be done, when they need to be done, how often they need to be done, how long they need to be done, whether you feel like it or not. The fourth and major tip for you is focus. You have to refocus. Don't jump around. If you look at successful people, they have all succeeded by mastering one skill over a certain period of time. They mastered this one skill until it was perfect. And after 10 or 20 years, they went into a different industry and branched out with very new competences. During these 10 or 20 years, they focused on that skill that they needed to achieve their goal. Now, I'm not advocating mastery to the ultimate, but what we cannot ignore is that it has worked for many to focus. So keep your eyes on the prize. If you lose your focus, you lose your way. If you keep listening to the things around you, hey, here, follow whatever is new around you, look at this, and it's very important to keep up with the new trends. Try this instead, because it's the new thing. Jumping here, and you should try this, you should try that, and jumping there. Hey, why? Why should you focus? Because your willpower is limited. You know what all these mindfulness trends are about? It is about taking off from the noise around you and from all these things that are new and jumping and looking at you and telling you to do new things, and to really focus on yourself and on one thing that you need to do to understand yourself better. Mindfulness is actually the core concept of focus. If your mind is on one thing, whether that is sleep or work or workout, your mind can give 100% energy to that one thing. So when you sleep, you're in sleep mode. When you work, you are in work mode. And when you work out, you are in sweat mode. So give that 100% energy to that action. instead of wandering around to the 100 things that scream, "Here, look at me." And if you need some reminders, make sure to put some quotes in your calendar, on your wall, or even as your phone background. You know, if you're feeling like, oh, I really don't feel like it, you're probably procrastinating, and most of the time you're procrastinating on your phone. A bonus tip: make sure to put your phone background, when you look at your phone, into something that screams you to stop procrastinating and start putting your focus back on the thing you need to focus on. For example, hard work and tawakkul. Stop being lazy. Remember your why, Sina. Do the work. It helps to put the name after the sentence because it screams at you personally. The next tip I will give you is assign and schedule. We talk about to-do lists a lot, all the time. And you know we don't believe in to-do lists. Why don't we believe in to-do lists? To-do lists are listing down responsibilities as if they are all the same. For example, make dinner, plan your wedding, call your client. All these things are not close to related or any kind of the same in their format. So the most important thing that we need to do is we need to define the things on our to-do list. Step 1, define what you want to do. Step 2, assign the time that each thing needs on your to-do list. Third, schedule it and transfer it to your calendar. So what you end up with is a blocking out of time frames in your calendar that shows you how long you need for which task. Blocking out time chunks in your calendar is way more effective than doing one and the other thing after each other. Here we're coming back to mindfulness and willpower. Humans just function better when we focus our mind on one thing for a specific period of time. Here are some ways you can assign and schedule. Creativity, morning 7 to 9 a.m. Breakfast and get ready, 9 to 10 a.m. Marketing schedule, 10 to 12. Client meeting, 12 to 1 p.m. Lunch, 1 to 2 p.m. Strategy session, 2 to 4 p.m. Collabs and emails, 4 to 5 p.m. Workouts, 5 to 6 p.m. Dinner, 6 to 7 p.m. Learning and reading, 7 to 8 p.m. And a snackumentary from 8 to 9. Now, snackumentary is a new habit that we set up at home, which is having some snacks and watching a documentary. Documentaries, especially when you're looking autobiographies or biographies of people, anything that has to do with history, is very interesting because you can learn from different people, different skills, and looking at other people's legacies, it really makes you ponder upon what legacy you want to leave behind. And if you work from home, of course you're freer to schedule your time around whatever you prefer. You don't need to put too much time for commute because obviously you need to put that into your calendar as well. Also, you can make a quick home workout and you don't need to go out for a gym if you prefer to work out at home. So that saves you time as well. Details are really not important. What counts is that you focus and you give the time a schedule. Now we're coming to a bonus tip. Limit your decisions. Neuroscience and different productivity studies have shown us that the more decisions we make, the more fatigue our brain gets. Your brain is getting older, the more decisions you have to make. And it's called decision fatigue. That is why we need to limit our decisions. For example, you can limit what you wear, what or when you eat, or even what you do on your off days. You can limit what you wear in terms of minimalism. That means you have only a certain amount of clothes. So you limit the amount of clothes you have and the amount of options you have to combine them. So you have, for example, 5 pair of jeans, 5 pair of shirts, and then you just combine them in any way possible, and that is like your limitation of what you wear. Now, obviously, I know we are not perfect in this, especially as women, so the other way how to limit your decisions is you plan what you wear the night before. So on the day, you don't need to think about, oh, what am I going to wear? Is this warm enough? Is this cold enough? Am I going to sweat? Blah, blah, blah. The second type is, for example, you can limit what you eat. One type is you have meal prep. So you prep your meals at the beginning of the week and then you just put it in your fridge or in your freezer and you can just bring them out again if you want to eat. Another strategy is meal planning. That means on a Sunday, for example, you go and you make a plan of what you're going to cook on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all these days. For example, you can cook a big dinner that you can then bring to work the next day as lunch. And another way, obviously, you can do combi meals. That means you have a certain type of protein, which would be chicken or fish or eggs, and then you have vitamins, so vegetables, for example, spinach or tomatoes or carrots, and you have a certain group of carbs, for example, potatoes or rice or pasta. And then you can just combine them, so you know exactly you need for your lunch and dinner, you need carbs and vitamins and protein, and then you just combine them however you want. You can limit your options in terms of you have only 5 versions of breakfast, and for that we actually have a halal breakfast guide. If you want to download it, it's a healthy halal breakfast guide with very easy and fast recipes that are gonna be done in 5, sometimes 10, but mostly 5 minutes. That is less thought about what you're gonna eat, and probably gonna eat healthier as well. And just make sure to check it out, and if you want, download it and use it. Another way to limit your decisions is what you're gonna do on your off days. Or for example, you put on either a massage, sauna or swimming, or restaurant A, B or C. So you limit your decisions and you really can get loyal to the places you really love. If you want to explore new things, you can write a list at the end of the month for the new month. These are the 10 coffee shops that I want to try. These are the 10 yoga studios that I want to try. These are the 10 activities or the 10 places I want to visit in the next 3 months. And then you just check off the list and you don't need to do research in that moment. Just limit your decisions. Lists are amazing to limit your options, but better is even if you just limit your options to, instead of 10 or 20, only to 5, whether that be food or off days, activities or clothes. Even Obama just wears either blue or gray suits because he says, I don't want to make decisions about what I wear because I have too many important decisions to make. So cut down on the number of decisions you make daily. Give your brain some break. This will help you to focus as well. Obviously, mindfulness and neuroscience, productivity, these are all terms that come together and we need to understand our brain and really work well with it to make us more consistent. I hope you liked this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Now, I would love to hear from you. Please leave down in the comments, what is one idea or strategy that helped you in the past to be more consistent? And what has worked and what was a real failure? Leave it down in the comments, inshallah, and share your diversity with us. Jump on the newsletter because the real deal is going on sharediversity.com. Inshallah, share this with your friends, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.